A review of Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition 2.0, a classic mod for Rome Total War. First of all, a huge shout out to the channel's first Cataphract tier member, Heath Dion. I really appreciate all the support of our new channel members. Rome Total Realism is one of the most venerable and long-running mod series in Total War history. And Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition is probably the version of the mod that will appeal to the most Rome Total War players. It improves the campaign gameplay significantly with its colony system, campaign map that extends to Bactria, and its settlement balance. Its battles also play very well, slowing down the pace of the combat a good amount, but not as much as other mods like Europa Barbarorum, allowing it to retain that Rome Total War feel rather than seeming like a completely different game. It includes a more toned down graphical style overall, and it feels a bit more gritty than vanilla Rome. While for me personally this mod has some issues and doesn't quite go as far as I would like in terms of its devotion to historicity, Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition is definitely a mod that I would recommend to players who feel like Rome Total War misses the mark in terms of its lightning-fast battles and completely ahistorical aspects, but who also feel like Europa Barbarorum or even Roma Surrectum 2 go too far in terms of changing the game. When you fire up Rome Total Realism, you'll immediately notice how the colors of the game are toned down. I don't dislike this, and it does make the game feel a bit more gritty and less cartoony. But I do think that some players might be turned off by this redone color scheme. You'll especially notice this when looking at the faction icons. This redone color scheme extends to the rest of the game, including the campaign map in the bottom left corner, and I do think the colors have been toned down just a bit too much for my liking here. The overall graphical style of the game is good, not too different from vanilla, but not exactly the same. You'll notice that it's pretty similar to mods like Fall of the Republic, Rise of the Empire, since there are a bunch of mods, including that one, that use certain versions of Rome Total Realism as a base. The sound design here is very nice, and I really like the new soundtrack. It's unique and interesting. The campaign map is one of the best aspects of Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition. You can immediately see how the realism and historicity of the game has been enhanced based on the improved faction starting positions, the extended map that allows for the inclusion of Parthia and Bactria in their correct starting positions, and the redone provinces. While I am a bit spoiled by the campaign map of Europa Barbarorum 2, which I find to be very nice due to being so large, the map here is good, even if it does feel a bit cramped in certain areas, such as Syria, Greece, and the Italian peninsula. The inclusion of factions like Illyria and the consolidation of Rome into one faction also really improve the campaign in my opinion. Is the map perfect? Not exactly. It's definitely not as accurate in certain areas when compared to mods like Roma Surrectum 2 or Europa Barbarorum. Just a couple of specific examples. The city in Comagene province is Samosata, which was not founded yet in 280 BC. A historical option would have been Nymphaios, which was later renamed Arsamea. The city of Artaxata is still kept here in Platinum Edition, even though it was not founded until about 100 years after the start date. Though the historical Armenian capital Armavir is indeed included here as the capital. If the team wanted to include another province that would have been more historical, they could have chosen Van, also known as Tushpa or Tospia. The capital of the province of Caucasian Albania is called Albania. There was no city called Albania in Albania. It should be Kabalaka. The lack of the province of Caucasian Iberia, or Kartli, is a bit odd here. But of course I am nitpicking. The map is very well done, just not quite up to the historical gold standards of the Europa Barbarorum and Roma Surrectum 2 maps. The unit rosters in Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition are very well done in my opinion. They don't go too far in changing the vanilla rosters, except when the situation calls for a complete redo, as in the case of Egypt. rtrpe keeps the feel of the various factions different by not going too far. There are a lot of mods that give every faction every kind of unit, which causes the sort of vanilla Medieval 2 issue of factions feeling a bit samey. The Greeks have great, but slow spear infantry, along with comparatively mediocre cavalry support. The Diadochi empires have very nice, well-balanced armies. The Romans have strong infantry but weak cavalry. The Parthians have throwaway infantry but excellent skirmisher and heavy cavalry. The Armenians have a somewhat balanced army with excellent heavy cavalry and infantry better than the Parthians but not on par with the Diadochi armies, etc. I really like how different the factions feel here. This is one of the aspects of Europa Barbarorum 1 I like so much. And rtrpe attains this in a different way, but keeping the unit rosters rather compact and distinct, and also preserving that Rome Total War abstraction that works so well. I really like the battle mechanics in rtrpe. The battles are indeed slower than vanilla, but not as slow as other mods, and it doesn't feel that far removed from the Creative Assembly's vision for Rome Total War. They aren't the most revolutionary battle mechanics, but I like them a lot, and I think it does help the factions feel more distinct in that it's very hard to hold off a phalanx unit from the front with poor infantry before charging from the flank. You have to think a few steps ahead a little more quickly in rtrpe. The campaign gameplay has been slowed down here, since recruitment is not so much tied to barracks, practice range, and stable buildings, so much as to colony-type buildings. When you first conquer a province, you have to construct an Auxilia 1 building, and then as you develop the province, you can construct Auxilia 2 that allows you to recruit a few units from your roster, and the development goes on and on like this. The process of pacifying settlements and converting them sufficiently in order to recruit more of your troops is a rather involved process, and I like how difficult they make it here. You can't just rush and blitzkrieg an enemy empire. You have to pacify regions, build them up sufficiently, and it really makes you think about sacking, destroying, and leaving enemy cities way more often than you have to in vanilla Rome Total War. This is excellent, and I really like the campaign gameplay here. There is definitely more of a back and forth, and it doesn't feel like a grind, in my opinion. When I played Rome Total War for the first time, I was taken aback at its blatant historical inaccuracies in regards to several factions, units, the map, and settlements. One of the issues that bothered me the most, besides the inexplicable portrayal of Egypt, was Parthia's starting situation caused by cutting off the map in the middle of the Caspian Sea. It just didn't make any sense at all, and it really ruined the eastern part of the campaign map. I went immediately searching for a mod that would make the game feel more realistic in all of these aspects. And when browsing the Total War Center forums back in the day, I found the subforum I was looking for, Rome Total Realism. The version of Rome Total Realism that was out at the time was called Rome Total Realism Platinum Edition, and it was my introduction to the world of Total War mods. Essentially, this is the mod that introduced me to the world of Total War mods, so I will forever be thankful to the RTR team for creating this excellent mod. Is it the most realistic, the most historically accurate mod out there? No, I wouldn't say that. But it's truly a classic mod, and if you feel like EB or Roma Surrectum 2 go too far in changing the game or make it too slow, then rtrpe is a mod you should check out even today in 2020. There are versions for Barbarian Invasion and Alexander as well, so you can play it with the version of your choice. I played the Alexander version 2.0 for this review. Thanks for watching! It had been a while since I checked out a classic Rome Total War mod, and reviewing the first Rome Total War mod I ever played was quite fun. This was my first review of a mod in the Rome Total Realism series, but it won't be my last. I am planning on reviewing a bunch of them over the next few weeks and months. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy the historical Total War games and their mods. YouTube has also allowed me to add memberships to the channel recently, so you can join in the description below in order to help improve the channel and keep it going. all members get access to a members-only stream once a month, and Cataphract tier members will get shoutouts in videos as well. I'll see you in the next one.